And we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the first live stream in like 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, I'm just coming in here to give you guys a quick another update on kind of like the whole deal with the job market for software developers and really kind of just all in tech in general. But before doing so, let me go ahead and give some housekeeping because, like I said, I haven't been here in like 3 weeks or something like that. Okay. All right. First and foremost, I guess I'll say congrats to Alexander. He was one of, well, I probably should do it for the other two people too, but most recently, congrats to Alexander for getting the job that he wanted. And technically, it is a German job with a German company. He's going to be operating out of Romania. So, round of applause to Alexander. Good job. Alex, good to see you. Danielle, good to see you as well. Christian Soto with the Big Mac emojis in the chat. So yeah, first housekeeping, it was Alexander, and who else got, let me see, in the last month. Hold on, guys. Let me check through the pinned messages. Addy too. Addy got he got 2 job offers over in the UK. Okay. What up, Stu? Congrats to Addy too. May as well throw that in there. Other than that, so yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't been doing a lot of live streaming lately, and the reason for that, guys, is several-fold. But honestly, y'all, first and foremost, the biggest reason is because like YouTube hasn't been rewarding my live streams. Not just myself, but a couple other channels that I know, it's been kind of doing the same thing. And you know, it's funny, guys, because when I started doing this YouTube stuff, I had originally just wanted to do like tutorials, right? And somebody who is a master at YouTube was like, hey, don't do tutorials. They're really bad for your channel. But then I go ahead and I just did a like couple of Rust tutorial videos. And like one of them, like Hello World in Rust got like 1,500 views in like a couple of days or something like that. So weird how that works, right? Weird how that works. And second of all, actually, just because one of the things I was thinking about too is coming here and doing live streams and trying to give you guys like news and updates on like tech and everything right now. And especially since like crypto is not like the hype currently, there's really not a whole lot day-to-day stuff that I can talk about unless something big happens. Okay. So if that makes sense, I will be here several times to still do quote unquote like kind of eventful live streams when something happens, and then just these job market ones. But aside from that, for now, at least for now, I'm going to be doing more scripted videos just because, one, it's actually easier for me. It's easier for me, aside from the editing. It's easier for me, and two, because of YouTube. Danielle says, could be worse. Could be like Nick Rakita. His channel just got nuked. Yikes, dude. Did it really? For what? What did he get nuked for? Answering simple questions is a good strategy. Indeed, I can't argue with that, right? Can't argue with that. Danielle, what did he get nuked for? Did he really? How was the hurricane? It wasn't that bad, at least for me over here on the East Coast. I was fishing in the middle of the hurricane, but you know, it's funny. Miami is usually really like crazy crowded and busy. It's overcrowded, way too overcrowded. Although I will say recently it's been a lot less crowded because I think you guys could maybe figure out some reasons why, aside from the hurricane. But man, I gotta tell you guys, the amount of like peace that I had coming back to the city, because I was actually camping in Ocala National Forest like a couple days prior to the storm hitting land, and that's actually kind of right where the hurricane went. And I was like, am I going to go back home or should I stay here? Because at that point, we didn't really know 100% where it was going to go. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go back home and just figure it out because it looks like it's going closer to where I was actually camping than when I was at home. So I was out in the wilderness for a couple of days away from fucking people, at least away from Miami people. I was near some other Florida men TM, but away from Miami people. And then I come back and it was nice and quiet and serene. And I got to say, I had the time of my life. But as far as the hurricane goes, I mean, I lived through Katrina. I spent like 9 months without electricity during Katrina. So To me, like I always think to myself when there's like a hurricane coming, I'm like, it can't be that. It can't be worse than back in 2008, right? Or 2007, excuse me. Or was that 2006? I was 15 years old. That's all I know, guys. That's all I know. Supposedly for doxing, but it was a mass flagging campaign. Who else did they get? Do you know? Stu says, I'll tell you in the Telegram chat. Would ding your channel about Rakita. Okay. Okay. Yeah, somebody just put in the Telegram channel. He was reading public legal documents of people that falsely reported him to Minnesota State Bar. Huh. Okay. Yeah. See, guys, this is another reason why doing like live stream is kind of like getting a little sus because, I can't necessarily like censor myself or people on here in real time with ease. So, sometimes it'd be like that. A certain squad. Okay. Makes sense. But Andrew's still there, right? Andrew's all good? Because I'm pretty sure I just saw him post a video like a couple days ago. Back to the housekeeping, guys. So aside from that, congrats to Addy and congrats to Alexander. Less live streams, going to be doing more kind of like what we in the YouTube peoples call scripted content, TM. And boot camp Rust, the next boot camp, it's going to be open for enrollment on either Thursday, so tomorrow, or Friday, but probably Friday, all right? And I would say that there's something amazing about this particular boot camp, other than the fact that like we're going to be doing Rust or teaching Rust, but there's really not. I don't really care too much anymore to come sit up here and be like, you're going to be able to do this, 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 and this. You can learn to code if you don't know how to learn to code, and if you already know to code, you can learn Rust. And Rust is pretty bomb.com, I would say. Harry says, I seen a FUD LinkedIn article about how in 10 years, all remote jobs will be outsourced offshore. Definitely possible, dude. Definitely possible, my guy. They're going to get offshore outsourced quality of the software that they're writing. But that's Harry. That's actually, that's actually like something that I've talked about like 15 times on this channel. And I probably should do an entire video about that because there's so much that I could go into about just that topic alone that I probably should. So note to self, Harry, I will do, let's say like a 10 to 15 minute video on that, although it might take longer than that. So guys, back to last time I came and did a job market update. Let's get real, guys. The economy is not doing too great, right? Oh, excuse me. Oh.
Yikes. The Snopes verified fact checkers have identified that the economy is doing great. 25 good boy tokens have been deducted from your wallet. Reputation lost. Social credit lost. You must re-factualize that statement in order to not have more good boy tokens deducted from your wallet.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. The economy is totally great. Haha. It's definitely not very bad for a lot of people. Because of that, guys, because of current _economy equaling not too great, the jobs kind of like we're in this kind of weird area where there was still some shuffling around going from people who I think were either left a job in the last year or so because maybe they had some kind of policy that the company was trying to mandate on everybody that they didn't agree with, and they might have left, or a lot of things, guys. Anything that you can think of that anybody could have left their job for in the last 2 years, that kind of had this like musical chairs effect. And previously, the job openings had started to dwindle a little bit. However, it seemed that there were still a pretty decent amount of them, at least for software engineers, not in a junior specific position. Okay. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I probably should now. And this is still going on right now. I would say that if you're looking for like a junior position, entry-level position, those have kind of seemed to have dried up a little bit, right? Which if you're trying to get your first job as a developer, you're going to be aiming for a junior position, right? So that kind of like is going to give you a little bit of a disadvantage. However, is that an impossibility to get a job as a developer, your first one? Absolutely not. People in the group, y'all have seen multiple people do it in the last couple months. So also, with that being said, there has definitely been people that I know that have gotten jobs and their first one too in tech or as a developer, kind of around similar time periods or similar types of time periods. So one in particular, right when everything was closing down. Remember when the COOF was released, guys, and everything was closing down and a lot of jobs and companies were firing people and stopped hiring for a little bit. That is also, I would say, a relatively not easy time to have gotten a job, but people did. So, just don't freak out. Don't be sitting around diddle-daddling, moping, and doping. But as far as the updates go for the actual job market itself, so for the guys that are in DD and that have been in the chat and seen a couple of the messages that I've like copy pasted in there from people emailing me asking for work in particular, there's still a pretty good chunk of people out there that seem like they need to get some good developers. With that being said, a lot of these developer positions that are open are on the higher end. Okay. So I'm talking about like maybe senior level Web3 specific or some kind of niche and or combination of seniority inside of software engineering. They're still in my inbox emailing me, asking me to come like interview here or there, asking me if I know other people. The other thing though, so this is kind of like going to be, I guess, the bad news. And if I'm being honest with you guys, to make this whole thing a lot like more short and condensed, it's really the same exact thing that was going on like a month and a half ago, except it's maybe about to like maybe 1 or 2 degrees more severe. The amount of job openings that are posted, I'm starting to notice less and less of them. And it's not like the well is dried up. There's definitely a good chunk of jobs or a good chunk of job openings out there. In fact, I would say probably more back than there were in like 2015. And definitely more than there were in 2015 as far as software development or software engineering jobs. But something that somebody noticed in the group, they actually work for a company. They work for a Web3 company, a particular protocol, okay? An unnamed protocol. We won't say the name. We won't dox them. And it's funny because they were saying that they posted a job opening application, and within like the first couple hours, they had like 50 something people applied to it. And he had mentioned that if this was 6 months ago, there would have been like nobody have applied to it at all. So either more people are trying to get this job, which I don't know, like, I don't know if that's more new people because I mean, I would think that you're not going to go and apply to like a Web3 seniority type of position in software engineering if you've never even like been a software developer at all. But uh so that would make me think that's people that have already been in the business and maybe those people now need jobs. Now, why do they need jobs? I couldn't really tell you a definitive answer. I have some thoughts behind that, but nonetheless, it does seem that more people are applying to these job openings. It also seems like there are a slight bit of less job openings out there. But like I said prior to, the good news is that if you do kind of have some of that seniority, if you do kind of have some kind of niche skill set in the software industry, then those haven't dried up. In fact, you're probably still getting bombarded as usual. Okay. So that's really it, my friends. There's not a whole lot that has changed other than, like I said, it's maybe to 1 or 2 degrees. Demolition Man, prophetic move. You just have to check LinkedIn daily and filter past 24 hours. Took me like 4 months. Cody Moose and Who says, boom, my stream is going to be late. Yeah, Cody, I will end this shortly so that we can go on over to your channel and watch you, Cody. Because I'm tired, Cody. I'm very tired. I'm tired. I'm so tired. So guys, yeah, that's all that's all that's really happened. I haven't seen anything like drastic happen. Still got some tech layoffs. I think that they've kind of tapered down a little bit because, and if you guys remember what I mentioned on a previous updated this, like all the ones that were going to get laid off, majority of them have already. If anything, it'll be like, more of like the FANG, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google. Amazon is actually hiring a lot of people, guys, for whatever reason. Good old Jeff Bezos is trying to build his army while everyone is retracting, I suppose, which, hey, probably the smart thing to do. So that's it, guys. Hope that helped you guys out there. Don't be freaking out. There is still nothing that's going to be preventing you from either getting a better job or getting the job that you want, period. And you just got to be patient. Patience is a virtue. Consistency is key. And as Mr. Cody Moosenhoos always says, you just have to be too stupid to quit. So learn to code. Learn to change your own tire. Self-custody your heckin' crypto. For the love of our Savior, Lord Jesus, please self-custody your crypto. Please don't leave it on an exchange. Link in the description box below for all the above. I am out. See ya.